Oh yeah, we got the piece to the resistance. I don't know if that's how you say that, but either way, one of half of the reason I bought the NuCanoe Unlimited was for the single pedal foot steering. Just on the left foot, whoop, 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 just like that. And I'm pretty excited to get this installed. I'm glad you're going to be along with me for it. I'm going to unbox this thing. I should have multiple parts in here. So if you see me throw one off to the side, don't worry about it. Unboxing here. We got the Quick Connect system. Now with this Quick Connect system, if I wanted to, I could run another motor on the back. I'm not going to yet, but I could. I don't know what I'd run on there anyways, whether it be a Torpedo, Newport's doing pretty amazing things. Either way, this will hold a Rudder, Torpedo, Newport, you name it. So we got that with the system. We've got the retract cable. It looks like a trolling motor handle, pull, thinger. It says release cord plus handle. Got one of them fancy things in here. Going a little further. Ooh, they packed this sucker tight. Don't worry about this. That's a transducer mount. We'll get into that when I wire in the electronics. We've got the pedal system and all the hardware needed, hopefully. Maybe. Should. Cable. Sturdy thing. This is like an emergency cable, or emergency brake cable in a car. This is a pretty, it feels stout. Like my foot's not gonna break it. And then the rudder. Of course, I don't have my knife on me. Damn it. The rudder. Let's open this bad boy up. Try not to cut anything with the razor blade I just picked up. It's pretty disgusting, actually. Gross. All right. Of course, more paper. Oh man, this thing comes all pre-assembled. I was nervous about this one, looking at all the nuts and bolts and screws and washers and some sort of cord in there, I'm sure, for the retract, and I was very nervous about this, but it looks like it comes as one single unit. I dig it. I dig it a lot. So we got that. It even comes with directions that I might use. Alright, since we got all this stuff, I'm going to give it a go here. I'm going to get started. I'm going to take a little peek at the directions. Maybe, maybe not. Looks pretty self-explanatory, but I've been wrong before. Let me get some of this shit out of the way. That's how I do that in the old crappy garage. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be your foot pedal system. Should have thumb screws that come with it. I'm going to unscrew these babies eventually. Those are pretty long thumb screws. I don't know what they're called. Tell me what they're called in the comments. Thumb screw. What do you call them? Track mount. Doohickey. Thingamabob. They're all technical terms and I like them. So you're going to take your track bolts and just pop those down into the track like so, and you'll see that I've already connected the cable here. This, when it's mounted, is facing towards the kayak, so you can't see it. So what I did was I threaded my cable to where I could see it on the other side, and then I tightened my jam nut, and I'll do most of my adjustment on the back, and we'll see how that kind of pans out. I don't know. I haven't done this before. I've kind of had it half mounted, half not mounted. So I'm just going to throw that in there. Make sure when you get this threaded in to tighten up your jam nut there, there'll be a little nut that presses against this ring here. Make sure that's tight. Make sure this bolt is back tight. And like I said, I threaded it till you can see it. I don't know if you can see that come through the end there. And now I'm just gonna kind of loosely, because I don't know where it's gonna land on the other side. I'm just gonna kind of loosely put it on there so I can move it as needed. Oh, where'd you go? Come on now. There we go. So that's just, that can move and slide. How this cable comes apart, there's just a cotter key right here you can pop out. This little door flips down, and in your cable, I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll give you a better visual when we get to the back. There's a little cutout spot that inserts inside of there, and then you just shut the door, put your cotter key back in. That's how it should look. Fairly simple. So that cable is completely installed now, and we're going to move on to the back. All right, we're going to start with this Quick Connect mounting plate. Should come, oh my goodness, holy, I got too much in my hands here. Should come with 2 thumb screws, a long bolt, plate, washer, lock washer, and another thumb screw to go on that. Should come with a spacer. This is very important. Don't forget to put this in. First thing you're gonna do is slide that spacer. Let me see if you can see me. This is hard to do. Slide that spacer into the factory hull, or factory hole in the back of your hull here. Kind of give that a couple rat-a-tats. Make sure it's in there. That's gonna stop when you tighten up the Quick Connect system through there. That's gonna stop it from pinching the hull in that section. All right, after you put your plug in the end there, you're gonna take your track mounts and you're gonna put those just into your track. No nuts on there yet. You're gonna set your Quick Connect plate. Kind of work those around so they go through the holes. Through the holes, there'll be 2 holes on each side. It won't line, there's more than that, but it won't line up. So don't worry about getting that mistaken. There's 3 holes, but 2 of them you're actually gonna utilize. Then just take your thumb screws. We're leaving everything loose for the time being. We'll tighten it all up at the end. So that's sitting in there, it's just loose. Now we're gonna move on to your bolt that's gonna go through the back of your hull. So you're gonna get that kind of lined up where you want it so you can see daylight through it. You're gonna take your long bolt and just slide it right through the back there like so. Now you're gonna take your big plate. You're gonna put that on there. Big flat washer over that. Little lock washer over that. And then your thumb screw after that. And to tighten this up, you may need a socket to put on the outside. And then just thumb screw it on. That's it. Now we can tighten our outside thumb screws. We should be all good there. Now we're gonna go to the back-ish, right around, yeah, and pop the rudder in. The whole rudder comes completely assembled, which makes life a lot easier. You're just gonna take that and then slip it over this mount. Should only go on one way, so it shouldn't be insanely difficult. Get it lined up to the best of your ability. And then throw this pin in. The pin is tapered, so you don't have to be dead nuts on. It'll kind of work its way through. Pop the pin in there, maybe. Let me get that lined up a touch better because I wasn't even close. There we go. You can slide that pin through. That's going to go right down to the other side. They can be kind of stiff, so you might have to give it a little twisty wiggle. Okay, mine's a lot stiff. I don't like that. All right, mine's a lot stiff. All right, NuCanoe probably ain't gonna like this one. I don't recommend doing this, but mine won't go through the hole. Now I could drill out that hole, but I don't want to do that either. I just want it to, we're through, it just won't go through the last little bit. So I'm just gonna put my finger on the back side and make sure we're making progress here. I don't recommend doing that. All right, it's through the other side, so I'm not super concerned. It's in the hole. Don't recommend doing that. I don't know why mine was so god-awful tight. But it's through. It's not going anywhere. It moves just fine. Now we gotta connect our cable to our rudder. And I told you I was gonna give you a better look at how these clamps to hold the cable work. So we're gonna do that right now. There's just a cotter key in here. Just pop that. Open it up there. There's a ridge inside of there that clamps to that section right there. So that just slides into the bridge that's already currently there. Ooh, cable's a little far forward. That's why we left her loose there. And that ridge just sets in there. Gotta make sure that's popped up. And you shut it. And it's held in. Then you just put your cotter key back through it. And you should be good to go. Now this section, I've already adjusted my cable. But this is where I made most of my adjustment. This spins in, lock nut on the end. I just spun it until it's gonna be up to you. There's a line on the foot steer that I adjusted it to when this rudder is straight. So I'll slide this forward. And don't forget to tighten your jam nut on that. Clamp that in. Put the cotter key in. And then this has a collar on it. You just slide back and it makes the quick connect connection. Push your bushing back on there and you're good to go. You're installed. Now I'm going to run up to the front and we're going to tighten in that foot pedal we didn't. All right, now that we got that straight, what I do is I just get the cable, because you can see I can still slide it forward and backward, but that cable is kind of stiff. So what I would do as far as your pedal adjustment, I would just get it so the cable lays nice and relaxed inside of there. It's fully out, so it's not coiled up at all or bent or anything like that. And then I would just lock this in. Comes with Loctite, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. That's it. Foot pedal steering works. As far as this goes and your pedal adjustment and where it's gonna sit inside of your kayak, I wouldn't let your seating position how do I take that back? I wouldn't adjust this forward and backward. I would adjust my seating position to match this for what distance I need. I don't know, 5'11", 6 foot on a good day when I'm trying to lie. And then so the cable is gonna sit in there relaxed at a certain distance where it's not bound up, it's not bent, it's not making any harsh angles. It's gonna wanna be in here a certain way. And I would just set it up like that, fully stretched out. If it's too far, if it's too far away from you or it's too close to you, I would adjust your seating position. This will live a lot happier, not bent up. Now we're on to our rudder retract system. You guys ready for that? This was the hard part. The retract system is no big deal at all. This little wheel and this, I don't know what you call this either. Maybe a stopper? I'm bad at this terminology. I really don't care that much, but whatever your line lock, I don't know, that's a race car term, doing burnouts, but I'm gonna call this the line lock, maybe? You let me know in the comments what the hell I should be calling it. So you got a wheel right here, and I already tied a loop with the carabiner that's gonna go to my T-handle to pull it right here. So I'm gonna start with this end. This, and then all the hold downs that go to the back should have already came factory on there. So what I'm gonna do here, so I'm just gonna slip that around the wheel, grab the other side, pull it through, and then throw my little T-handle. I'll just clamp that right on there just like that. It'll make life easier. I'm sure, I mean, if you wanted to shorten this up or make it longer, you could. I'm gonna wait until we get to the back. And then these through holes, these little loops should have came factory. Just put it through there, slide it through, put it through there, slide it through, and then we're on the back. There should already be a factory carabiner on the back. I'm just gonna, I kind of cut this to length already. So I'm just gonna tie a quick little loop knot on there. Doesn't have to be anything extravagant, I don't think. Tie that on there, that ain't going anywhere. And then I'm gonna throw that right on this, right there. And if I pull the front, this should come up like magic. We'll see if it works. A little on the water test of the rocker pedal. I like it for the most part. A lot of control, really easy. I got it set so that indicator is where my straight is. It's okay. I like it. I had a little more steering with my old town, but as far as hands-free fishing, it's pretty awesome. That tipping back and forth, it steers on a dime. Not too bad. Leaves a lot of room for activities on the floor. Nothing in the center, just one pedal off to the side. You got your T-handle, got your pedal, that's your left, or that's your right, that's your left. Everything functions nice there. That's straight. I have that lined up. There should be a little knot or a little bump out right here, a little line. I just have a straight lined up with that. Retraction system. Pull that up, locks down in there like that. Just locks down right in there. Works nice. Want to drop it down, just pull it back, let it fall. Very nice system. Very, very well thought out. I'm interested to see the longevity of the cable in the single steer, and then this wheel especially. I've heard horror stories about people breaking that, but I'm not running a motor on the back. My motors always end up on the front. I like spot lock. I like scoping. I like the control. I can lose a few miles an hour, but gain spot lock, and I'm good with that. So that's the rudder system. I feel like you need a rudder system on this thing. If you're going to run a bow mount motor, you're going to need the rudder system. This thing is a flat bottom. It's got no keel, no nothing. It'll skate all over the place. So the Quick Connect rudder system's the best way to go, I think. If you like the video, if you were into it, you watched it close to the end, hit that like and subscribe button. It's free. Trying to gain some subscribers. We'll see if it works out. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments. If you thought it was shit, you can let me know that too. And until next time, we'll see ya.